Hi, my name is Jared Coley. I am the president and owner of Complete Landlord Solutions, a property management company here in Terre Haute, Indiana. And doing a little video blog today. If you are a property owner and you are looking for a property manager, what are some of the questions you should ask? How should you go about interviewing a property manager? Should you interview multiple? What I'm doing is giving you a little insight from a property manager and how I would structure an interview. And my goal with this video is to set you up to where you're successful in finding the right property manager and getting the upfront questions answered that are needed, I think, in making your decision if you should or should not hire a particular property manager. Stick around to the end of the video. Number 8 may surprise you why I've left this off till number 8. Stick around, I'll explain why I've left number 8 to the last question or subject area. So, number 1 of the 8 subject areas is the property manager you're talking to, are they licensed? Are they licensed to practice property management? If so, how do you check and verify that? In the state of Indiana, there's a website called the Indiana Professional Licensing Agency that allows you to go online and check and verify the license. If they're not licensed, at that point it's probably time to end the conversation. Just because you need to entrust your property or properties with a licensed professional that is licensed to perform that service in your service area. Number 2, marketing vacant rental properties and screening for tenants. How do they determine rental rates? They do market analysis. Maybe you ask the question, do you have property similar to mine that you are renting out, and do you have some comparables that you could use or even show me? And what tools do they use for marketing and advertising? You want to know, do they perform credit, criminal, and eviction history? And if they do all that, great, but also ask them the question, what are their minimum requirements to be approved for a rental property? Is it income? Is it credit score? Ask them those questions. Number 3 subject area is repairs and maintenance. Do they provide in-house maintenance, or do they work with third-party vendors, or a combination of both? And you want to ask, what's the cost of this service? What's the cost of a repairman goes out to my house? Or what's the cost if a vendor goes out to my house? And if it's a vendor, ask the question, is the price marked up because you're using a vendor? Or is the price marked up on materials that are purchased? Good question. And do they provide an emergency maintenance service? And if so, is it 24/7, 365 days a year? Is it an additional cost than what the regular maintenance cost? If it's over the weekend or on a holiday, is it even higher than if an emergency maintenance occurs and a repairman has to be sent out? Number 4 subject area is the eviction process and debt collection. How does your property manager handle debt or delinquent rent? How do they communicate with the tenant? How do they go about getting that tenant to come in and pay rent? If they do have a tenant that's falling behind in rent, when do they file the eviction? How long do they wait? What is their process? And what is the cost for you as the owner if an eviction is placed, if there is one, or if the property manager takes on part of that cost? You want to ask that question. And then you want to ask them, do they work with a collections attorney? So once the eviction's placed or a tenant leaves who owes money, do they have a process set up to collect the debt that's owed? You have the use of a collections attorney, or if they have something set up within their own office that someone daily is working on this task. That's a great question. Number 5, financial bookkeeping and any type of online systems. So what kind of financial bookkeeping tools are they using? Appfolio, Buildium, QuickBooks, what are they using to take track of your financials for you, the owner, and do you have access to that? Do you have an online owner's portal that's like an online bank account where you can go online and you can check your account balance or maintenance being done to your property if your tenant has or has not paid rent? And also ask them, does the tenant actually have access to this system as well so they can pay rent, submit work requests, view copies of the release, and etc. And what kind of reporting do they provide? Do they provide on-demand reporting? Can you filter that reporting For you as the owner, you can decide if you want it done on a monthly basis, quarterly, biannually, annually. Can you filter it down where you look at weeks within the year? Ask them that, because you want to make sure that you are in touch with what's going on with your property. And on-demand reporting is a great tool to know exactly where you stand with your property. Number 6, subject area is communication. This is a big one. Communication is key in any relationship. So ask them questions like, if I was to contact you in the form of email, text message, phone call, what is your typical response time to your owners, and how can I expect anything that I need to be handled in a timely manner? Just ask them that question and see if they have a sense and pride in communication and delivering upon that promise. Number 7 is management contract. Ask them, do you use a written management contract? And if so, can I get a copy of that? Can I review that contract? Maybe have them email it to you. Ask them to send you any other documents they have. Then you can review the whole contract and the other documents they have, and they may even set up a follow-up phone call to get any questions you may have after reviewing the contract and documents. Get you those questions answered. And then you want to ask them, what is the length of this contract? Is it monthly? Is it 180 days, 6 months, or is it a year, or is it a 30-day opt-out notice contract? And if there is an opt-out notice contract, you want to know, what are the requirements if this isn't working to where, what are my requirements to have a 30-day opt-out where it's acknowledged by both parties and acceptable? Does it have to be written and acknowledged? Does it have to be written, acknowledged, and the owner has a $0 balance? And any other miscellaneous requests the property manager may have. Get a copy of that contract, take a good look at it, follow up with some questions. Number 8, the big one. You're probably asking, why hasn't he asked this question yet? He's setting up this interview. He's went through 1 through 7. He asked the big ticket question here. It's number 8. What is the property management cost? Well, why did I wait for last to ask that? Well, I can tell you, through my experience, again, I'm giving you an inside view from a property manager out. If I was to look for a property manager, I would want to know everything I could before asking that question, because I want to know what I'm paying for and what service I'm getting for the price that I'm paying. I don't want a management fee to be off from maybe someone else that I talk to and immediately end the conversation. And I want to be able to look at that management fee and compare it. So if I'm looking at management company A versus B, I want to make sure I'm comparing apples to apples when looking at the price and etc. So hopefully that really helps you out if you are looking for a property manager. Hopefully these subject areas will give you something to expand upon, you can take away, add to. Hopefully this will set you up so you can be successful in your search for a property manager. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call. Our information will be down here on the screen. Give us a call, answer any questions you may have. Again, my name is Jared Coley. I am the president and owner of Complete Landlord Solutions here in Terre Haute, Indiana. I appreciate you watching our video, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks.